Just wanted to do a quick video on a concept that's highlighted by like a string of Mr. Cube errors I made. The score is five. A score is 0-0 in a 5-point match. This was a match I played on Backgammon Galaxy, um, and I played like over 8, which is insane, very poor, and um, I was conscious of recubing, but when it came to this position, I don't remember even remotely thinking that this could be a recube. And when you go to the panel and you see this little red thing comes up, you know you've made a mistake. So I'm looking at this and trying to work out, like, well, is it because I'm tired, or would I usually cube this? I don't think I ever would cube this. And then I looked at the other cube mistakes, and I think that these are different. These are because I just don't understand the position that well, and that they're big cubes. But there are two of them that I wanted to highlight. This is the first one, where I subsequently rolled a 4-2, and this is the second one. And the features of these recubes are that my winning chances are below 70. So my winning chances are 66%, and my gammon chances are 19%. And I never like relying on figures. I mean, I'm never going to be able to look at a position like this and say, oh, this is 66.4%. But I'm using numbers to illustrate something, and that is obviously a concept that I didn't realize concretely enough, which is that the recube take point at this score, which is 5 away, 5 away, 0-0 in a 5-point match, is much, much lower than a money game recube point. And the reason I wanted to highlight this is mainly for my selfish benefit, is that I play money games so much, and I'm so used to having the feel. I mean, not that I've got an amazing feel, but when I'm sort of feeling fresh and in a rhythm, I think I have a feel for when the recube take point is for money, and I'm so maybe in that zone that I tend to fall back on the recube points for money, all other things being equal. Now, I know that there are other scores where I will adjust my recube point. That's easy enough. So, for example, um, when you are, hopefully get this right, when you're trailing 4 away, 3 away, then your opponent's take point is 50% or 40%. I can't think because I'm too tired. But there are certain um, recube points where I will have very clearly in mind that I want to be recubing early. And unfortunately, this wasn't one of them. For some reason, I had it in my mind that this was just normal. This was a normal sort of recube point. Now, some of you will know this, and maybe some of you won't. Um, so some of you will know that the recube take point is lower here than for money, and I want to prove this or show this, show how you prove this. So if I press Control Alt K and get this cube information up, then it shows me that I have non-gammon adjusted click, which means it's taking into account my gammon wins. When it takes into account this position, which does win gammons, then my live cube recube point is 64.5%. So because it's below my current winning chances, I should be recubing. I'm winning more than the amount that my recube point is. Now, as soon as I opened this window, I thought, yeah, I think I'm right about this, because I don't think the live cube recube point for money is going to be anywhere near as low as that in this position. So what am I going to do? I'm going to export this position into another window. I click export XGID to clipboard. That has saved to the clipboard. I have another copy of XG open, and then I press Control V. Don't need to save it. And now I can click unlimited games to put this position in as if it was a position for money. Then I'm going to click the evaluation. Is this going to be a recube? We know it was a recube at 5 away, 5 away. And the answer is it's not a recube. Not only is it not a recube, but it's not a recube by a huge amount. Now, again, I don't want to be reliant on numbers, but we need to look at the position, see what's happening in the position, um, and perhaps to, for the sake of brevity, you could look at it in terms of market losing sequences. Perhaps at 5 away, 5 away, you might only need 5 market losing sequences. For money, I think the theory is that you need 9. So that could be a way of looking at the position rather than just relying on numbers. But the numbers do show us that here that this is what is a 50 cube at 5 recube at 5 way 5 way is 111 blunder at for money. Now I'm going to pull up cube information money game and see what our live cube take point is, and this is not adjusted for gammons, and the live cube take point is 75%. So with having 19% gammons, we still need to be a 75% favorite in theory to cube this. Well, I say in theory, it should only be if the numbers are below 75%, it shouldn't, the evaluation shouldn't show a recube. So the difference is enormous. The difference in recube take points is a full 11% between 5 away, and money. Now, we can do one other thing. I just wanted to go back to the second position that was a totally different position. I was in the air and it was this, but it has the numbers are quite similar. And if you pull out Control Alt K, obviously you get the same. Sorry, I made a mistake initially. This should have been unclicked, and the recube doubling point is 59% as opposed to 75%. So that's a huge difference of 16%. Anyway, the reason I'm showing this position is just to illustrate the same principle with the same position. It's about a 50 error. It's about 68%. It's about 90% gammons. I'm going to export this position into that second copy of XG just to show the same thing. Is it going to be a recube? It shouldn't be. Click on unlimited games. This should be a blunder to recube. It's 70 to recube, so not quite a blunder. So that's accounted for the fact that the winning chances are slightly higher here, so it's going to be less of a blunder. And again, what we're dealing with is with these amount of gammons in this position, a difference of 16 full percent, difference of 59% recube point, 5 way, and a 75% recube point for money. And of course, there are going to be other scores that I'm not going to go into now, but or I will now. I will go into them. But let's say, okay, I will go into them. Let's say we very quickly, this is the recube, and then we click on match play, and then instead of being 1 away, 1 away, we're 5 away, 5 away. So that should be that was the 59%. If we go to 4 away, the live cube recube point is 43%, so you don't have to even be favorite. If you go to 6 away, it's 62%, still way lower than money, and you have to keep going higher and higher to get the recube point anywhere near money. 7 away is 65, 66. If you start like a standard 11-point match, it's 66. It's still 9% below money. What about 15-point match? It's still well below money. So this is just, I mean, I'm doing this like off on, I'm basically winging this. I haven't prepared this, and I did not know that you're never going to get to anywhere near the money recube point, and that just shows the power of cube access. When you're playing for money and you hold the cube having been cubed, you really have to be wary to give up cube access, because being able to cube your opponent out is an enormous advantage. However, when the cube is in the middle, both players obviously have access to it, so it doesn't you don't need that much advantage to give your opponent cube access and relinquish your own cube access. So I hope I've taught you something. If you watch the end, I've definitely learned something, that Recube take points for money, something that I knew notionally are just way higher than match Recube take points. And I suppose that's it. Thank you for watching.